Today's topic is types of amendments. We have made so many amendments since the time the founding fathers had passed the Constitution for India. And if we classify all those amendments made so far, we can place them into four categories. As you can see on your screen, these are the four categories, and we will be studying in detail one by one. To start with, first category is technical amendments. Now, technical means in the sense that if we want to add something or we want to slightly modify any existing provision of the Constitution, they are placed under technical amendments, and those slight modification, slight explanation do not bring any substantial change to the meaning of the existing provision. These 2 points, if any amendment is fulfilling, then we place it in the category of technical amendments. For example, 15th Amendment. This is related to the increase in the retirement age of the High Court and Supreme Court judges. Extension of reservation. The concept of reservation was introduced by our founding fathers on the premise that after every 10 years it would be renewed. It would be reviewed, and in case if there would be a need, then it might be extended further. So this extension of 10 years fall in the category of technical amendments. Article 74(1), it talks about directing the president that he is supposed to follow the advice given by Prime Minister and the Council of Ministers. He cannot take decisions on his own. And 55th Amendment, which talks about the increase in the salaries of the High Court and Supreme Court judges. So these are the changes which are not making any substantial difference to the existing provision. Therefore, we put them into the category of technical amendments. The second category is amendments through political consensus. Now, this means that there are certain amendments on which political parties generally agree to it. They don't have any objection to it. They don't want any kind of detailed discussion. They are fine and they understand that these changes are important to be included in the Constitution. Examples are 55th Amendment, which deals with anti-defection law, 73rd and 74th Amendment, which deals with local self-government, 77th Amendment, which deals with the extension of the reservation policy, and 81st and 82nd, it also talks in detail and about the reservation policy. Now, you need to understand that the topics, the examples that we have shown you here, every political party agreed to it and they did not have any objection. So therefore, they come under the category of political consensus. The third category is differing interpretation. Now, differing interpretation means you need to understand one thing, that Parliament has been given the right to amend the Constitution, and judiciary is considered to be the interpreter and guardian of the Constitution. So at times what happens, Parliament also amends the Constitution as per its own understanding, and judiciary also makes changes and interprets it in its own way. This might result into clashes between the executive and the judiciary. For example, there was a judgment which was passed by judiciary with regard to particular amendments which was made by the Parliament, and Parliament, because it has the right to amend the Constitution, overcame the ruling of the judiciary, overruled the judiciary ruling, right? So generally, whatever is interpreted by the judiciary is considered to be final. For example, judiciary had given the concept of reservation limiting to only 50%. Creamy layer. This concept was also proposed by judiciary and it has been in force since the time it has been proposed. Right to education, right to life and liberty, right to form and manage minority educational institutions. There have been various interpretations of the judiciary with regard to these provisions and they come under the category of differing interpretations. The fourth category is controversial amendments. This means that any amendment which is made to the constitution is able to generate a lot of political disagreements, a lot of legal disagreements, and therefore we term it as controversial amendments. Examples are 38th, 39th, and 42nd. 42nd Amendment is at times referred to as a mini constitution because this amendment was done in the background of internal emergency imposed in India in the year 1975. And this amendment made changes to as many as 53 articles of the Indian Constitution. Now, politicians, people in the society, they were divided. It was highly debated whether the parliament could make these kind of amendments to the constitution or not. Therefore, it comes under the category of controversial amendments. When the government of Indira Gandhi passed the 42nd Amendment, it was in power. But Indira Gandhi's party, that is Congress Party, lost the elections in 1977 and Janata Party came to power. And Janata Party thought that the changes made by 42nd Amendment are not good enough, they should be cancelled. Therefore, Janata Party brought in 43rd and 44th Amendment and cancelled all the changes which were made by 38th, 39th and 42nd Amendment. So these, in this way, the controversial amendments, at times it happens in a country and it again depends on the government of the day to whether continue with those controversial amendments or they can cancel or repeal all the amendments which are controversial. Thank you.